Yo, it's your boy Locust2K. Today we're going to be breaking down the full Gamrot Quillan card, kicking off the first fight of the night. Gigi Canuto versus Carol Foro. Now, Gigi is someone who's just been on the Ultimate Fighter. She did lose in the semi-finals against Melissa Ameo. She had a great first round, but then her cardio was awful, and in the end, it made her absolutely gas out and lose. Carol, on the other hand, she's very good. She beat Chanel Dyer on the Contender Series. Very impressive performance. She was the underdog in that, and she absolutely dominated Chanel Dyer. She's got a very active left hand. She loves using her left hand, and she's very front-footed. You know what I mean? She loves, pressuring her opponents. Um, and that's going to be a problem for Gigi because her strongest round is round one. And I don't think she's going to have a successful round one. I do think, she's gas out round one again. And Carol will finish up round two or round three. I mean, the only problem I see with Carol is stance does in fights takedowns. Now, Gigi will probably get some off, but I don't think it'll face Carol that much. So I am going to go Carol round two, round three TKO. Next fight of the night. Julian Miller versus Raven Oliveira. What a stinker of a fight. Julian Miller is 5-4. Topology has 4-4. I don't know why. Raven Oliveira is horrific. Okay, they're both awful. I mean, Julian Miller being minus 310 is crazy. I mean, she's not being minus 310. That's absolutely wild. Julian's very long and rangy, to be fair. Raven Oliveira is not, will have the size disadvantage. Listen, Julian Miller is awful. Both of these women should be cut from the UFC. But Julie Miller has decent BJJ, and that's really it, really. I mean, her stand-up game's awful, and she's pretty weak. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. She is very, very weak. Raven Oliveira, on the other hand, though, she's awful. She has no heart. I mean, in a fight against Chanel Dyer, she didn't throw that much, and her chin was awful. She showed that she does not have a chin, and her heart's not in the game, man. I mean, Chanel Dyer knocked her down, and then straight away, Raven Oliveira just scream to the ref, stop, stop, stop. Whatever she screamed, but she was obviously saying stop the fight. So the ref did. I mean, no heart in this. I am gonna pick Julian Miller by decision. Raven Oliveira is awful. I say cut both of them. They're obviously not UFC quality. I don't know why this fight's even happening. You can only pull this off in an Apex card. Yeah. On to the next fight, okay? Miles Johns versus Jahini Vasquez. Now, Jahini, this is his second time in the UFC. He had his debut in the UFC 5 months ago against Javid Basharat. Now, in round one, he did get dropped. Okay, he did not have a great round one, but round two, he showed he has something about him, and he should be in the UFC. He dropped Javid, and very good performance in round two. Round three, obviously, he got took down, controlled. And after that fight, he went on a regional scene against Cameron Urtikov, and he won. He's good enough for the regional scene. You know what I mean? He's better than the regional scene. Is he UFC quality? I don't know. We'll find out more against Miles Johns. Now, Miles Johns is not a bad fighter. He's the slight favorite. He loves to jab from right hand. That's what he does, and he does mix it up. You know what I mean? So Gianni's got to watch out for that. But he's not the strongest, Miles Johns, and more likely when he does mix it up, he does get caught in a sub. And also, you got to remember, Gianni, this is short notice again for him, and he doesn't have the best hit on defense. Now, all that said, I do have Miles Johns winning this via a 29-28 decision. It's going to be a close fight, but I do think Miles Johns will have enough to win. Gianni could easily put out Miles Johns, though. He's got power. But I do just think short notice again, Miles Johns mixes it up, that he does get this win, Miles Johns, and finally end the losing streak. On to the next fight now. Manuel Sosa versus Richie Miranda. Now, this is not a bad fight. It's going to be a fun fight. Richie Miranda is I think he's the current LFA lightweight champion. Now, Manuel Sosa in his last fight, he wasn't winning. But then in the end, he knocked his opponent straight out. He has so much power, Manuel Sosa. I mean, it's crazy. His power is amazing. He's explosive. Every punch he throws it heavy. But Manuel Sosa, when he's on his back, he's awful. His striking defense is not the best too, and he lacks that fight IQ. Now, Rich Miranda, on the other hand, he's experienced for 5 rounds, obviously, and he is the LFA lightweight champion. But his footwork's horrendous, and he's very, very slow, and he's not as powerful. I think Manuel Sosa A round 2 KO from, I think this is probably the best bet. I think it's a lock. This is my first lock of the night. Manuel Sosa, round 2 KO Richie Miranda. Richie Miranda will not have the chin to handle Manuel Sosa's power. I think it's going to be a good performance from Manuel Sosa, and he wins round 2 KO. That is my first lock of the night. Next fight of the night, Jose Montana versus Louis Sutherland. This is an absolute stinker. Jose Montana, the people he's faced, did I tell you a record on this? Yeah. Oh no, then loses to Richard Jacoby, who also lost to Austin Lane, by the way. And then 0-0 again, 1-0, then 3-0. He's inactive. He's not faced the best people. Come on now. He's awful. Louis Sutherland, on the other hand, has just beat Tai Tafasa, but yet again, he's not the best. They aren't even here anymore because obviously he's not on Peds anymore. Listen, Louis Sutherland, he throws heavy, he throws a good knee down, and he can mix it up. You know what I mean? But on when he does go for the takedowns, he leaves his neck exposed so that Jose could grab a guillotine and submit him. But I don't think it is anyway. Jose's an awful striker. Louis not the best striker, but I mean he's 10 times better than Jose. I do think Louis Sutherland a little round 2 KO. I think Jose's awful. Awful fight. Yeah, it's horrendous. I mean, Jose could get the lucky sub, but I mean, Jose's not all good. I don't know why he's in the UFC. Horrendous, and that just proves how bad the heavyweight division is. So yeah, next fight, Daya versus Bruno Lopez. Now, both of these lost to Brendan Ribeiro, I think. Yep, they both did. This is another poor fight. I mean, this card's really not the best. Listen, Daya's got decent power. Bruno Lopez is a bit. He has some power, but not lots. He's the slight underdog too. Diaz's weaknesses, everyone knows, it's his grappling and BJJ. I mean, on the ground he looks like a fish out of water. Bruno Lopez, on the other hand, though, his chin's a bit of a. It's a bit questionable, and he's more of a blob. So just off that alone, I do think Dyer will get this done via a round 2 KO again, or TKO. I don't think Bruno Lopez is that good. He looks to the stomach very blobby. So I'm going to go Dyer round 2 KO, and that's all really. Not the best fight. On to the next fight now. Steven Asplin versus Gilmere. Now, listen. Asplin lost his last fight against Victor Petrino. But he did drop Victor Petrino. Steven Asplin's got real KO power. And he loves to throw combos, and he's not slow for a heavyweight. Pat, on the other hand, he loves his heavy hooks, but he's not that good. His chin's a bit questionable too, and he's not as active as Steven Asplin. So, I mean, yeah, I think the only problem for Steven Asplin is if Pat uses grappling, because his takedown defense is not the best, and he does seem a little bit weak to the body, Asplin, but I do think Asplin will have enough, and I'm thinking an early round 1 KO for Steven Asplin against Pat. I feel like he'll catch him and put him away like he nearly did against Victor Petrino too. Next fight of the night. Ty Miller versus Billy Ray Goff. Now, listen, Billy Ray is not the best fighter. Ty Miller is a prospect in the UFC. You will have a massive size disadvantage, Billy Ray, and his takedown defense is not the best. Ty Miller's long, rangy, and he picks his shot very well. And I don't think Billy Ray has he been active as much? Not really. Ty Miller has had 2 fights since Billy's last one, so I do think Ty will get this done. I think it's another lock of the night. He's a big, big favourite. I'm going to think round 2 KO by Ty Miller. And I think he gets this done quite easily. One thing I do say about Ty Miller, though, he does look a bit chinny. I can see him getting chinned later on in the UFC. This fight, I don't think there's any, concern about that. But I think when he gets near that, rankings or, fighting someone like a Randy Brown, I'm not saying Randy Brown beats him, but someone of that caliber, I think with some power, Ty Miller will get chinned. He does not look like he has a chin. But yet again, I may be wrong. Anyway, next fight of the night now. We're moving quick because why not? It's not the best card. Amanda Lemos versus Alexia Dinara. Now, this is another lock for me. Straight away, I'm just going to say a quick pick. I think Dinara will win this by decision. Her wrestling and her top control is amazing. I mean, I think it's one of the best in the division. I mean, it's amazing. And yet again, she is 10 years younger. 11 years, actually. Amanda Lemos is pushing 40. Okay? She's lost a lot to similar styles, grapplers, Verena. and then you've got Titana, and then you've got Gillian Robertson. She does look like she's declining. So I do think Alexa will win this, and she is a moderate favorite. I don't know how she's less of a favorite than Julian Miller is against Raven Oliveira. Crazy. I think it's another lock of the night. Alexa's going to win this and show everyone that she could be a UFC strawweight future champion. I think she will be. The next 2 3 years, she will be the strawweight champion. I really do think. And on to the next fight. Darren Elkins versus Yada Del Valve. The biggest favorite on the card. And I don't know why. But I do know why. Darren Elkins is 42. He's declining. And he's not been very active. And he's got lots of scar tissue. And his chin, his last fight against Julian Arosa, am I right? Yes. Looked absolutely horrendous. Now, Yada's coming off a loss to Jordan Levitt. And really all it was his takedown defense. And Darren Elkins loves to spam takedowns. And a pressure fighter. So I could also see Darren Elkins win by decision. But I feel like Yada will have enough. And I'm thinking a round 2 stoppage. But a doctor stoppage. I think a cut's going to happen round 1. And Yada gets it done round 2 doctor stoppage. So this is my third lock of the night. I do think it's going to happen. And I think it'll be fine. Oh no, I think it's my fourth lock of the night, sorry. I think Yada will have enough to beat Darren Elkins. Probably via doctor stoppage. I don't think he's all that though. I think he is overrated. And yeah, minus 850 is crazy though. On to the next fight. Billy Quintillo versus Diego Ferreira. Now, Billy's not fought since Cub Swanson in 2024 when he got knocked out. Well, I think, was it his home state? I think it was. If I remember. Listen, he was getting pieced up by Cub Swanson, but he was also having some success. He's a very tough fighter now, but I just feel like he's going up a division. Diego Ferreira is a big lightweight. I know like the height wise doesn't seem, but he is a big lightweight. I'm worried about Billy's chin here. Diego's got power. Yes, he is the older fighter, 41, and he did get knocked out in his last fight, but I feel like he's rangy. He's gonna have a 4-inch reach advantage. I think he's gonna stay on the outside and just put him away round 2. KO Diego. Unfortunately, I think Billy is too inactive and his defense is not the best. So that's why I'm gonna go with Diego Ferreira round 2 KO. Now, main event: Matthias Gamrot versus Quillan Salkid. What a main event! This really is a pick and fight. If you don't know a ball, because I'm gonna go Quillan Salkid round 2 KO. Listen, Gamrot is one of the best wrestlers in the UFC, but every time he does face someone like a striker, he does get hurt, and people forget, man. He did lose a split decision to Dan Hooker. Yes, okay, he arguably won that fight, but to even make it close with someone like Dan Hooker, who I think Quillan puts away instantly, it's crazy. Quillan's got power. He's confident, and he defended well against Manil Darush. Yes, he's 40 and his chin's declined, but his grappling and his wrestling has not declined at all. He's still very good at that. The only way it could be a problem for Quillan if it goes round 3, 4, 5, or he freezes up against a wrestler like Gamrot. Listen, if you're picking Gamrot, I don't blame you, because it is a close fight, but I do just think Quillan's confidence and like Gamrot is 36 this year, and he does not have the best chin, and Quillan's got crazy power. That Quillan will have enough and knock him out round 2. I think it's gonna happen. Quillan is special. We'll see if he freezes or not. If he freezes the first 30, 40 seconds of the fight, I could be worried about, okay, maybe I get this pick wrong, but I don't think he will. I think he'll be, there's a reason he asked for this fight, because he has the perfect style to defeat Gamrot. I mean, Gamrot hates rangy strikers, and Quillan's exactly that. So I do think Quillan will get this done round 2 KO. And that is it for all my picks this card. A little bit of a quick one again. Listen, it's been your boy Locust 2K, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.